Another day in Mae Sot, and it's lunchtime. I'm heading out just to find a simple local place to have lunch. Nothing very fancy or very special. I picked out a place yesterday. I went to a small computer shop looking for a new gadget, and on the way I spotted a little restaurant there that looked like it might be a good place for lunch. What I liked about it mainly was a kind of a casual atmosphere, plus the fact that they had pictures on the outside of some of the meals that they served. So if we have trouble communicating or I have trouble navigating the menu, I can always just point to the pictures and at least get something to eat, whether it is the best something or not. I'm not always that worried about getting the best food on the menu. I count myself lucky if I get any food at all. You know, that's an achievement for me. Just to head out looking for lunch and actually find lunch, I count that a successful day. So, heading off into Mae Sot and see what we can find for lunch. I tell you, sometimes hanging out in Mae Sot, you think you're living in a metropolis. Got this tiny one-lane street, and the traffic never seems to stop. Where have all these people come from, and where are they going? It's not such a big place. Look at that, it just keeps coming and coming. I suppose I could have run across there, but thought I'd film a little bit more of the traffic. Well, like, where am I? Is this New York, Los Angeles, Taipei, Kuala Lumpur? No. This is a sleepy Mae Sot. And I don't think I'm ever going to make it across this street. It cracks me up. Oh, that guy needs a new front tire. It's bent and wobbling. My goodness. There's even a traffic light there. Oh, this guy's he wants to get his pickup truck out of there, and he stopped the traffic just for me. Look at that. The traffic just goes on forever, way down the street. What is going on? I don't even think it's a special day of any kind, just a regular day. But yeah, Mae Sot can be surprisingly busy on a Tuesday and surprisingly empty on a Sunday. Oh, here's something. I've seen this car around town before, and I've always thought that if I lived permanently in a place like Mae Sot, you know, I'd love to have a scooter and a motorcycle, of course, to go out exploring. But if you had to drive around town, you could do worse than a little clown car like this. Check that out. One person? No, two people. I guess two people can sit in the front. And so tiny, you don't even need to park it parallel to the side of the road. You can just back it in, and it is pretty much as long as a normal vehicle is wide. So yeah, you can get around anywhere in something like that. It's got a little tub on the back for storage. Yeah, I could build a lifestyle around something like that. I remember ages ago seeing a similar car to that one in Taipei, and I was with a friend of mine, and I commented, like, wow, look at that cool car. Wouldn't it be great to own a car like that? And I've never forgotten the way she looked at me like I was out of my mind, like I was completely insane and had no idea what I was talking about. And she said, nobody wants to own a stupid car like that. For some reason, that moment has stuck out in my head ever since. But I still like those little cars. I like everything that's tiny, you know? Like, I think in North America, maybe even in Europe, there's this new trend for tiny living. You know, people don't want giant houses anymore. They want a tiny house. Like taking an old storage compartment and converting it into a home. or like one of those, like a shipping container kind of thing. But yeah, I think you can buy kits now, where you build your own tiny little house. And I mean, that appeals to someone like me, of course, spending as much time as I have in this part of the world. How big a house do you need? I mean, if you offered me a giant house with 3 bedrooms and 12, or 3 bathrooms and 12 bedrooms, or one of these tiny homes, I'd want the money from the big house, Give me the big house and I'll sell it and take the money. But as a place to live, give me the tiny home every time. I don't need much. More rooms to clean. That's all I think about. Let's see if we can dash across. I have some more gecko adventures to report. I was talking the other day about this small gecko that kind of ran into my room when one of the windows was open. He was living outside, I guess, but when something startled him when the window opened, and then he dashed inside my room. And I've been trying to figure out whether he wants to stay in my room or not. Maybe he's going to starve to death in there. Maybe he's an outdoor gecko and he's not suited to indoor life. I wasn't sure. But anyway, he has been wandering all over my room. Like, he never ever settles down. He's just constantly climbing the walls, climbing the ceiling, showing up on the bed, showing up on the table, on the chair. He just seems really, really restless. So I did an experiment yesterday, and I took the window that he originally came in through, and I opened the screen just a crack, just about that wide. I jammed something in there to hold the screen open. And then I took the window on the outside and I opened it as well, so that it was also open a crack, so that air could flow in. And if the gecko wanted to go outside, he could go outside the screen, and then he could also go out the window. And I was pleased to see that almost the very second that I opened the window and then settled back down on the bed to see what was going to happen, the gecko noticed. I think he could sense the air from outside coming in through the crack, and he ran straight to the window, along the ceiling, along the wall, and then he went down to the window and disappeared behind the curtain. Like I said, as soon as I opened the crack in the window, he ran straight to the window, as if he knew that was his escape route. So I waited a couple of minutes, and hello. And then I went there and slowly pulled the curtains aside, and there he was on the outside of the screen, clinging to the screen. So as soon as I made an opening for him, he took advantage of it and ran outside. And I think he was back where he would normally live. That was the place where he would normally live. During the day, he'd hang out in the safety between the screen and the window. And then at night, he would go outside, go hunting, and then come back in again. So I think things ended well for my gecko friend. I think all of his wandering around meant he was not comfortable inside, and he was looking for a way to get out. He could have gone out the door at any time, but I guess he wasn't familiar with that direction. He kept coming back to the window. And as soon as I gave him the option, shoop, out he went. So I'm going to miss that gecko. He was actually a lot of fun because he was so active. He was roaming all around the room, constantly, and would even come right up to me, almost as if he wanted to get comfortable around me. But then he would, disappear again. But now he's gone back outside into the wild, and I think he's better off out there. I feel like I've walked past my restaurant already. I don't think it was this far away. Uh-oh, my lunch adventure's not off to a great start. Anyway, I'm going to turn around and see if maybe it was back here, or was it? No, maybe not. I'm going to continue on just a little bit farther. Maybe it's further down the street. Ah, it's a good thing I didn't turn around, because there it is right there. It was just a few meters ahead. Okay. So here's all the pictures that I was talking about. And boy, I can't really read any of it, but and I don't really know what I'm looking at. Looks like a lot of seafood, you know, shrimp, of course, and fish. And I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing. And I don't really know what any of this is. A bowl of noodles like this is always easy to eat and filling. But are those giant shrimp, or is that something else? And I don't know what this is either. So these pictures may or may not help me out. I'm wondering if this might be kind of a safe choice. At least I can have one of these maybe, and go from there. So let's pop inside and see what happens. So here's the inside. Yeah, very casual, as I said. Simple little tables with plastic chairs. And I'm the only customer once more. She turned on the fan for me, which is nice. Oh, it's actually quite hot inside here. Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Fried meatballs. Yum ball. Yum ball. What could that be? Oh, kind of a meat dish. Would go well with rice. Fried fish with sauce, steamed fish with lemon, fish topped with curry, and I'm afraid I can kind of dismiss that whole page. Fish is always too much work for me to eat fish. I think these are the things I saw outside. Tom yum goong. So is that seafood as well? Oh, we have chicken tom yum. Boiled meat. Soup chopped tofu, beef meatball soup, suki, beef tail soup, beef soup, soup machine. What could that be? Meat. These look like large dishes for a group. Noodle spicy salad, spicy shrimp wonton, Thai curry squid, Thai shrimp curry, curry Thai seafood, Thai curry with coconut milk. That would be interesting. Thai curry chicken beef. Uh-oh. Now we're getting into the territory of so many dishes that I will have no idea how to choose. Now we've got spicy machine. Fried beef. Fried chicken. Fried egg salad. Omelet. Beef chicken omelet. Fried chicken with cashew nut. Oh boy. Stuffed omelet. Tomato omelet. Some fried cabbages and fried vegetables. fried morning glory, fried cauliflower. Wow, okay. I'm starting to get overwhelmed with choices here. Too many choices. Ah, and some rice. Okay. Beef fried rice. Chicken fried rice. Seafood fried rice. Pad Thai, of course. Pad Thai chicken. Pad Thai beef. Oh, Pad Thai wrapped in egg. Oh. So, I have no idea what to order as yet. I'm going to go over the menu a second time just on my own and see what I can come up with. All right, I'll check back in a minute. Okay, choices were made, order was placed, for better or for worse. At the last minute, I chose something that I didn't even see on the menu the first time around, and that was the Thai curry and bamboo shoots. I'll show you what it looks like in the picture. And the waitress said, or the cook said something about this dish that they did or didn't have or something special. Oh?
No have.
No have?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thai curry with the chicken beef. She just came back to explain. I guess they don't have bamboo shoots. So I'm getting the Thai curry with chicken and beef. And yeah, it looks quite good. It has vegetables mixed in, Thai curry. That could be good. I was kind of leaning towards the Thai curry with coconut milk. But Thai curry, chicken and beef, that'll be fine. And to go along with it, I ordered, just because I liked the picture, a stuffed omelet. I'm just curious what the stuffed omelet looks like in real life. It looks like some kind of a package you can unwrap, which I think could be quite exciting. Here's the picture. So there's the stuffed omelet. Yeah, I was just interested in having some egg, I think. And I don't know what the stuffing is. I guess we'll find out. And the curry. This is what I did order, Thai curry and bamboo shoots, but they don't have bamboo shoots, so we changed it to this one. Just your Thai curry with beef and chicken. One interesting thing I've noticed is that the menu is in 3 languages, Thai, English, and then Burmese. And even on the wall here as well, you have all Thai. I assume that's Thai. And Burmese over there. No wall for English, though. But they do have English in the menu, which makes things a lot easier for me. I'm sure this is a mistranslation, though. The spicy machine. I wonder what they were actually trying to say. Spicy machine. Yeah. There's so many other things I wanted to order, though. Yum ball would be kind of cool. Maybe if I'm not full. Oh, and I ordered a side dish of rice, of course. Rice to go along with the curry and the omelet. Ooh. So that is it. And it always fascinates me, all these restaurants around the world, that they have, to me anyway, what seems like a pretty extensive menu, and they do all their cooking from this little cooking area right at the front. The number of meals that they can make just in that small area with that small kitchen always amazes me. I keep thinking there's a huge kitchen out back, with 20 chefs busy making my lunch. but they can do an incredible amount with just one of these little areas. And she brought me a bottle of cold water. Which is very nice. Yeah, I'm comfortable here. My kind of place. While I wait for my food, I thought maybe I could give some kind of an update. Not a lot going on though. Things seem to have sort of leveled off here in Thailand in terms of state of emergency and travel restrictions and businesses opening and closing. The whole country is moving towards everything opening up and going back to normal. Even I think all the transportation, domestic transportation, has been given carte blanche to run again. So as far as I know, all buses and all trains and maybe all flights are operational within the country. All the restrictions are still in place for international arrivals, though. I haven't heard anything about any changes to the tourist visa extension that we all got. You know, we were all given an automatic 90-day extension, which will take take all of us until the end of July. And I haven't heard anything about that changing. And I've heard from Malaysia that as of, I think, June 10th, in a couple of days from now, they're moving into a new phase of the MCO, the Movement Control Order. This new phase is going to go all the way until the end of August, which will allow most travel within Malaysia. So hotels are being allowed to open, people are being allowed to travel from state to state and to stay in hotels and, basically go on holidays like normal people. So that's good news. And from a friend of mine there, he's getting the impression that even though this is a limited MCO, it is still an extension of the original MCO. So he will be allowed as a tourist on an expired tourist visa to stay all the way until the end of August. So he can stay there as long as the MCO remains in place. I see. Nice. Okay, food has arrived. I think that is the end of my update anyway. There might be more, but I'll set that aside for now. Since the food has arrived, I'll show you what came. The stuffed omelet looks great, and the curry, the Thai curry with rice, also looks very good. This will be a nice lunch. Show you what it looks like. So there is my omelet. Oh, wow, okay, that's going to be filling. That's nice. And I think when I ordered this, she said something about the price. She wanted me, I think, to be okay with the fact that this cost 80 baht, I think she said. So maybe that's considered a bit expensive for, a dish for one person. Because there are no prices in the menu, so I don't know what any of these meals cost. And here is the Thai curry, chicken and beef, and it came with a bed of rice. And I did order a side dish of rice, so I might actually get more rice. I'm not sure yet. This looks good to me, nice and simple, and interesting at the same time. Stuffed omelet. All right. I get so nervous. I have the GoPro on top of this 3-way grip on this tiny little tripod base, and it is so unsteady. It just feels like the whole thing is going to go crashing over. I'll have to figure out some kind of a way to make that more stable. All right, let's try some of this beef and chicken curry. No, it's good. I wouldn't call it curry, though. Maybe that's a mistranslation because there is no actual curry in there. It's a bit spicy, but not super hot as usual. That's kind of what you would expect, I guess, you know? Stir-fried beef with chicken, with vegetables, with some sauces, and on a bed of rice. Nice, simple lunch. And I was somehow expecting it to be super spicy, you know, like breathing fire out of my mouth, but it isn't at all. It's really quite mild. All right. Now for the more exciting dish, the stuffed omelet. I'm going to try some of the stuffing on its own first and see what we have there. Very moist. Very, very moist. Need my glasses to see what it is I'm eating. A lot of onion and chicken and vegetables. Get away, flies. Got some sliced tomato. Yeah, it's fine. I have no idea how this fits into Thai cuisine. It probably doesn't fit in at all. It's just something that they do, you know. Eggs, make an omelet, fill it with stuff. I don't know if this is considered breakfast food in Thailand, or lunch, or dinner. I was thinking about this morning, and when it comes to food, I had lunch the other day at the Mogul restaurant here in Mae Sot. Very nice restaurant with some really good food. But when I'm looking at the menu, I'm not thinking in terms of putting dishes together to make a complete meal. I wouldn't even know what a standard meal is, you know, what dish goes with what other dish, how they should be combined. I was just looking over the menu, picking dishes that just jumped out at me, you know, things that I thought would be tasty, whether they were meant to go together or not, because, you know, I don't know what is meant to go together and what isn't. To me, everything goes together. I mean, if it tastes good and this tastes good, why can't they go together? So I don't worry too much about stuff like that. I just order what looks tasty and see how well it goes down. I can see a foodie, you know, someone who really appreciates good food. If they had to criticize these two dishes, they might say a bit oily, but I think that happens all the time when you're dealing with a little place like this where everything is kind of stir-fried. So almost everything you order is stir-fried in a wok of some kind, and you do end up with a fair amount of oil. So in both dishes, you know, I am getting quite an oily texture, oily flavor, which again, I don't mind. You know, it does not bother me at all. It is interesting to go from a restaurant like Borderline to Mogul to kind of a local place. You're paying a lot less, I assume, to eat here. And you notice certain changes because of that. I ordered mutton at the Mogul restaurant, and that mutton was so tender. It just, you hardly had to chew it. It was so tender and so tasty. But the beef in this beef Thai curry, you got to chew. This is chewy meat, and there's nothing wrong with that either, right? But yeah, you got to chew quite a bit more, for this kind of beef. And to criticize me again, just looking at what I've ordered, probably the better choice would have been a plate like this, and then a vegetable dish, like a complete stir-fried vegetable, and you get the vegetables and the beef. And here I've sort of gone pure chicken and beef and eggs. There's not a whole lot of vegetables going on here. So I think if I ordered it again, I'd probably order one of these dishes by itself and then order some kind of a stir-fry vegetable to go along with it. That might be a better combination. But I wasn't thinking like that when I was ordering. Okay. I'm going to turn off the camera, enjoy the rest of my meal, and I'll check in with you later on. Time for the post-meal summary. I have good news, bad news, and good news. Good news, I have 2 completely empty plates sitting across from me. I'd show them to you, except there's nothing very exciting about empty plates. But I ate every last scrap of food, and I feel full, and I feel satisfied, and that's the good news. Bad news, that oily comment of mine kind of carried the day here. The more and more I was eating, I was just sort of like, man, that's a lot of oil. And I guess it's partially my fault because I ordered 2 basically stir-fried oily dishes, and I got what I ordered, So yeah, it's just an overwhelming amount. So I think my main criteria for judging a place and judging a dish is, would I order it again? And for both of these dishes, no, I wouldn't order them again. I mean, I would come back here because it's such a casual, friendly place, to have a meal. But I wouldn't order those dishes again. I would try something else. So that's the bad news. I was defeated by the amount of oil that I ended up with. And I had good news. What was my third one? It was very clear in my mind. I had good news, bad news, and good news. Good news that I ate them both fully. Bad news, too much oil, and I wouldn't order them again. I can't remember what the good news was, my second good news. I know I had something in mind. Maybe it'll pop into my head as I'm leaving here and walking down the street. But that's basically how my meal went. Yeah, good filling lunch. If you're not expecting a whole lot, then that's what I got. Time to pay and see how much my lunch cost. So this is the outside of the restaurant again. I don't know what the name is, of course, because I can't read that, but it has the name both in Thai and in Burmese, which is interesting. And I guess this is this is kind of the meal that I had, the stuffed omelet. But I can't remember what the second good news was. This is going to bug me all day. So I think I'm going to walk back towards my guest house following a different path. I would normally, just turn around and walk back the way I had come. But I'm very close to this road that I followed a couple of weeks ago when I was looking for the bicycle shop. This bicycle shop here that specializes in touring equipment. It was a big surprise to come across here. And this road leads me directly into the market area, the central market of Mae Sot. There's one mystery solved on that motorcycle there, that scooter. It's clearly a delivery scooter, and it has Carry Express written on it. That solves a mystery because the last package that came to my guest house had Carry Express written on it. And I wasn't sure what that meant, but I guess it was shipped by Carry Express. So, another mystery solved. Oh, I forgot to say how much my meal cost. Those two dishes, the stuffed omelet and the Thai curry with beef and chicken, came to 135 baht. So $4 US, I guess, something like that. And I think the omelet did cost 80 baht. It's kind of a specialty dish, I think. And the Thai curry with beef, I guess that leaves 55 baht for that. So I imagine for a little place like that, for one person, you wouldn't normally pay as much as 135 baht. You'd probably come in for a meal under 100. I saw in the menu there you can get like chicken fried rice for 40 baht or 50 baht. And I think that could be a complete lunch for most people. So, yeah, you could get away with a meal there for, a third or half of what I ended up paying. But as I said, I got the special item, the stuffed omelet. So, This is kind of interesting. I was just walking through Mae Sot on my way back to my guest house, and my phone beeped. I get these all the time. They're from Google, from Google Maps, because I guess I have tracking and everything turned on my phone. So Google knows where I go, of course. They know everything about me, and they know how long I stay there. So I guess Google sensed that I was staying at that one place long enough to have lunch there. So now they sent me a message saying, "How was your meal at?" And then it gives me the name of the restaurant in English. So it is called the Usman Halal Food Muslim Restaurant. And there's the, the Google Maps entry for it. So, Usman Halal Food Muslim Restaurant. And that is the name of the place where I just had lunch, I know a lot of people would freak out that Google knows so much about you. I tend not to care. It's like, what do I care if they know where I had lunch? And they're taking all my data and making billions of dollars off it. Oh well, that's how things go. I kind of enjoy getting little messages like this. But you do have to be careful. Like I said, I don't care that much that, that information, Google knows that about me. I'm not worried about it. But at the same time, as soon as I clicked on this little message, I got another message saying, would you allow Google to access photos on your phone and post them to Google Maps, automatically to help other people out? And I'm looking at that message thinking, no, I don't want Google rummaging around on my phone, picking photos at random and then sticking them on Google Maps because they think it's a photo, geotagged of the place where I just had lunch or something. As I said, I don't mind, I don't mind Big Brother knowing where I had lunch. but I certainly don't want Big Brother having complete access to every photo on my phone, you know, no matter what pictures I take. That seems a little excessive. It actually strikes me interesting that they would even ask to do that, or that they even had the technology to do that. I don't know how that would even work. But anyway, I said, no, your big Google computer, I do not give you access to all the photos on my phone. Now, kind of lost. I thought I knew where I was going, and I turned a corner, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to stop and maybe this is one reason I let Google have information about me, because I use Google services so much, you know, it's like a huge part of my life now. Just Google Maps alone helps me out so much. So I let them make a little bit of money off my data, perhaps. Yeah, I just found myself beside this kind of garbage dump field with, I guess that's the backside of a bunch of houses over there. And if I'd walked down here before, I would have remembered this place. So this is definitely somewhere I've never been before in Mae Sot. And looking ahead of me, there's actually a wide open green field, almost like a farmer's field over there. I thought I was right in the middle of the city still. So I have no idea where I am. As I said, it's time for a Google map check. All right, we're back on track. Yeah, my internal compass was totally screwed up. I had north, south, east, west, all flipped in my head. So I really had no idea where I was. It's kind of weird that way. I sometimes end up actually having to fight my own brain, because I'm looking at Google Maps and it tells me clearly that to go where I want to go, I have to go this way. You know, I've got to go down this street, turn right, and go that way. But every instinct in my body is telling me to turn left, not right, you know? It just feels like that's the direction I need to go. And I don't know why. That's just the way my body's internal compass got all mixed up, I guess. But yeah, there's this big field over there behind me, which again, yeah, I've never seen that before either. Could have sworn I've walked down this street before, but clearly I haven't. Hello. Oh, okay, now things are starting to make sense. There's the market up ahead of me, and I remember walking this far, right up to that street up ahead, and then no further. So I was walking down this street, but I stopped. I didn't go this far down. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But I think a lot about how much, you know, Google Maps, and not just Google Maps, but whether you use maps.me, you know, anything, you know, anything using online mapping with satellite tracking. It's amazing what an effect it has had on, I guess, everybody's life, but mine in particular, because it gives you so much confidence. You can just go anywhere you want. You're never lost, you know, as long as you have battery power in your phone anyway. And this is the market district I was talking about, where I was before. Just hitting the outer edges of it. So I was here a few days ago, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I think I came to this corner and then I stopped and turned around. So this is the main intersection with the produce market right here. And I think that's where I came from last time. That's where my bicycle shop was located, in that direction. But this time I came up from that direction. And now we are diving into this more narrow laneway, which should take me near my bubble milk tea shop. And if I don't come across sugarcane juice, I might have to get a bubble milk tea. I think I'm still suffering a little bit from the oil overdose from my perhaps poorly chosen lunch. I need something sweet to drink to deal with this oil. All of the stalls are open here in the market, but not a lot of people right now. I don't know when the busy time is for this market and this market street, or the busy day of the week, if there is such a thing. This market laneway is the far end of that street that I went up the other day, because you can see the golden stupa there from that temple. So if I keep walking in this direction, I'll end up going straight back to that temple. I'm through the market, no sugarcane juice guy anywhere. So I got the last of the bubbles from that shop for the bubble milk tea. You never know when you go there. They may have run out of bubbles, they may not have, and today it's about 3 o'clock now. It's a little bit late for them. They usually run out of bubbles by this time of day, but today they still had some left. So I got a bubble milk tea. One last random thought on my mind as I head back to the guest house. We'll see if any of you have ever had this thought before. It's about ants, believe it or not. You know, ants are always held up as this model of hard-working efficiency. You know, every ant in the ant colony working together to build their home and go get food and bring it back, all that kind of stuff. But is that really true? You know, I'm watching these ants in my room. There's one group of quite large black ants that for whatever reason have carved a path along one wall. You know, they kind of come out from where the window is, the window sill, and then they move across the wall to the corner, and then they disappear in some kind of a crack up there, and I don't know where they're going. I don't know what kind of food they're tracking down, but they're there 24 hours a day. There's this line of ants just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I've watched ants, you know, quite a bit in my life. And one thing that always strikes me about these crazy creatures is that as they're running along the line, you know, they're all following the same line from their colony to the food source and back again. And they're racing full tilt. You know, they're going almost as fast as they can. And every single ant runs head first into the ant coming the other direction. You know, if you watch ants, you'll see them do that. You'll see these ants running at each other full tilt, and then boom, they slam right into each other head first. Every time. And of course, they stop, and they've got their little antennas going, and they're like, you know, touching antennas, exchanging information, exchanging smells. You know, they're essentially communicating with each other about where to go to get this food. And that's all well and good. And that's like an amazing part of nature. But after the ant has finished communicating with that ant, he goes back into his sprint, right? And he races along as fast as he can along the line. Half a second later, bang, he runs right into the next ant. And they go through the same routine. Then again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Hundreds of times, maybe thousands, I don't know how big the colony is, but hundreds of times, every single ant runs into every other ant head first. They come to a complete halt. They have to communicate. They start running again. Bang! They hit the next ant. They communicate, come to a dead stop, start running again. Bang, 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 bang. for me, this begs the question, if these ants are so smart and their colony is so sophisticated and their work ethic is so efficient and all this kind of stuff, how is it they have not evolved to the point where they've developed two-way traffic, right? Does every single ant have to run head first into every single ant going in the other direction, right? Imagine you in a busy city walking down the sidewalk. Imagine if you did that. You're walking down the sidewalk and there's hundreds of people coming in the other direction. What if you ran into every single person, had to stop for a second, chat with them, and then you slammed into the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one? You would never get anywhere. And of course you'd end up with concussions because you've been running into these other people so many times. So, I get that these ants are, following this track that they've made, following their sense of smell, to where to go, and they're communicating with the other ants along the way. But couldn't they have laid down two tracks? I know they're blind, they can't actually see where they're going, but why has not some intelligent ant, some rebel ant with a mutation, figured out that, hey, we don't actually have to run headlong into every other ant in our colony all day long every day. We can actually have two lanes, one lane for traffic going in this direction, one lane for ants going in the other direction, and we can just sort of bypass each other, like cars on a two-lane highway, right? So, yeah, I don't get it. And I've never heard anybody talk about this fact of how dumb it is the way ants travel and how they have to headbutt every single ant in the colony on their way back home. It can't be efficient. I'm thinking maybe there's a Pixar movie in there somewhere where some young ant, after every single day he goes out to work on his shift collecting food for the colony, for the queen. And every day he goes out there and then just bang, bang, bang. He runs into every single ant coming in the other direction. And after, a couple of long, difficult days, he thinks to himself, why do we do this? Can't we come up with a system to avoid this problem? And I can see this brilliant young rebel ant proposing his solution to the council of leader ants. And of course, they're all entrenched in their traditional ways that, well, we ants, we have always done that. That is the way of the ant. We slam into each other. Takes us 100 times longer to do anything and probably kills half of us after a week, from the force of the collisions. But that's what ants do, and we shouldn't change. And of course, the young ant tries to change ant society, and boom, add some feelings and some emotions, and you've got a Pixar movie. Whew. So I'm not sitting inside this room thinking about nothing. No, I'm busy writing Pixar movie scripts when I'm in there, watching my ants crawl across the wall, and geckos going about their business. So here I am back at the guest house. No rain today, which I guess was nice. I didn't have to deal with rain on that journey. So yeah, not a bad little lunch trip. I enjoyed that quite a bit. And yeah, I've got my bubble milk tea. And I think that's it for today's adventures. And if something exciting happens tomorrow or something not exciting at all, I'm sure I'll have the GoPro running, and I will see you in that video.